Yo, it's the IE phone guy. Today we're going to talk about two things that you need to deeply investigate before you even launch your business. First, storage. If you have a garage at your home that is empty and completely separate from any possible insects or rodents, then cool, utilize that. But if you have your family storage bins and old pictures and all that in there, you likely don't want to get the two mixed up. And if there's any slight possibility of insects or rodents, you don't want to set up shop at all. Going to a booking and then setting up your bounce house and the front part of it is covered in ants is horrific. The only thing worse than that is potentially setting up a bounce house and a damn rodent runs out. Hell nah. At that point, shut the business down, leave the industry, delete all your websites, social media, and everything because it's a wrap, bro. Even if you change names, that's probably gonna follow you. Definitely not. So if either one of those three, again, being used already for family stuff, insects or rodents is even a possibility in the slightest way, 0.0001% chance, then you're going to want to rent a storage unit. I highly suggest getting something much larger than the equipment you're starting off with, because what you want to do is have space in between your equipment that allows your dolly to maneuver through. So you want the actual lanes, you want actual rows in there. What you don't want to do is get something like a 5x5, and let's say you have 4 inflatables, and then that one day you need the one that's in the very far back. What's going to happen is you're going to have to move the other three out to get to that one in the back. That's simply taking up too much time and too much energy. Instead, get a larger space and you can maneuver in between the inflatables easily with your dolly. If you're starting off with 4 to, I would say, 6 inflatables, and even then it's depending on the size of the inflatables, you may want to start off with at minimum a 10x10, because again, that's going to allow you to maneuver through and you're going to want to go up from there. If you start off with 4 inflatables, you're definitely good there, but please be mindful of the size of the inflatables because that could definitely make a difference too. I cannot see a scenario where you would be starting with smaller than 10x10. So save yourself a little bit of time, even if it costs a little extra money, because it's hell wasting time trying to maneuver things around to get to what you need to get to. Second detail we're going to discuss today is insurance. First off, you need insurance. Don't second guess it. Don't question it. Don't say, well, I only have one inflatable or I'm a new company. You need it. You absolutely need insurance. More than anything, it's going to protect you and it's going to protect your company, which is super important. If you have one inflatable or 10 inflatables, some nonsense could happen and it could completely ruin not only your business, but potentially your life. So go ahead and get that insurance. I highly suggest you contact your local parks in your city and neighbor cities and ask them what minimum requirements they have for you to set up shop. What could happen is you could get a policy for X amount, but all of the local parks require Y amount. Now that would be horrible. And at that point, you just have to make a decision as a business owner. Do I get the higher insurance or do I miss out on these bookings? You need insurance. So depending on the exact dollars and cents, you're likely going to want to go ahead and get those additional bookings, meaning get the higher insurance. And again, all of it is security for you. All of it is protection for you. Lastly, massive venues and massive opportunities are going to require insurance. You could have the crazy scenario where a local baseball team hits you up. Dodger Stadium could reach out to you and say, we're having this 4th of July event. We love your equipment. We read your Google reviews. You're the local top dog. We need 8 water slides and 5 inflatables along with 200 chairs. And we're gonna pay you this insane amount that is above your website. And you say, cool, perfect, let's do it. You're gonna show up and they're gonna ask you for your insurance information, and you're either not gonna have it or you're gonna fall short. So these are the conversations you wanna have beforehand. What is required? Get whatever's required, and if it's worth upgrading your policy so you can get that booking, then go ahead and reach out to your insurance people. You own the business, you're the mastermind behind it. There may be some scenarios where it's not worth it. I ran into a situation where one park locally needed $1 million policy. No other park required that. There was no other parks in local cities that required it either. So I had insurance. I was good to go, but I was below what they needed. So I made the decision to not upgrade. I'm sorry, customer. Unfortunately, I'm not available to set up at that location. Simple as that. Do not be afraid to simply say no. Some scenarios is simply not going to be worth it. So to recap, look into storage. Have a storage space where you can maneuver through. That way you don't have to dig through anything and spend extra energy and time just getting to your equipment. Second, get insurance. And before you sign up for insurance, investigate your local area, specifically parks, and see what they require, and that'll be the dollar amount you start at. Yo, I know this information will help. I am the IE Foam Guy.